Welcome back. Joe, we've got a bunch of crazy matches left. The final two, obviously, the ones that kind of stand out, the ones that pop with regards for today. Who's going to get in the playoffs? Will it be EG? Will it be FaZe? But this is kind of big, too, because Red Reserve are fighting to get that #1 seed. And obviously, we don't know how things are going to boil down with Division B. You know, they could end up playing what? It could be Unilad, United, LG, Mindfreak can make a run. We don't really know, but you always want to fight for that top spot.
I mean, being #1 is a good thing to say in your division, right? Sort of that confidence we've been watching, sort of Scraps warming up. You know, has those good vibes rolling right now. But yeah, Red Reserve, they've had some close matches, you know, a lot of Game 5s. You know, they've been losing in CTF just time and time again, similar to sort of, not as bad as EG in Search and Destroy, but it's 5 or 6 in a row now where that CTF, they have to get better on it. So for Red Reserve, it's just, you know, take positive momentum into playoffs. They're going to have a couple-week break, and then for Splyce, it's what can we get going? You know, what can we going into the end of the year, because it hasn't been going too well.
No, it hasn't. But, you know, take this as an opportunity to play against one of the best teams in the world.
Yep.
Try to work out kinks leading into champs, kind of like you're talking about. But for Red, I think you just want to come in here, blow out Splyce, get the 3-0 victory, be done with your division, look forward to playoffs. Because, like you mentioned, it's been a lot of long series, even almost like sloppy victories almost. Like, I know they've had a lot of close CTFs. I was talking to Raiden. He's been like a lot of one-fly games. Like, they've been very tight, but still, I think after their run at Anaheim, I got to feel they expected to come in and kind of smoke people, like really just take control of this division. And I know they're still in first, but there have been a lot of battles maybe they didn't expect to be battles.
Yeah, again, there's a lot of great teams in this division. It's been so back and forth, but the one clear-cut team has been Red Reserve, but it's not been as easy as I think they wanted it to be. And yeah, I think after Anaheim, I don't know, maybe they were just trying to fix Search and Destroy mistakes. They sort of overlooked CTF, but we know how key it is for a team like Red Reserve, who we expect them to be fighting for finals, right? Fighting to be in championship finals. Every single game mode has to be on point. Like, you can't give up a Game 3 win to a team like Rise Nation or a team like Opti Gaming. It just can't happen. So for Red, it's just making sure they have no mistakes, fix them all up, and make sure they're at their best ability going to Stage 2 playoffs and champs.
We'll see what Red can do, and then after this, we've got EG, Envy, and then FaZe TK. And it's interesting because EG are playing a team in Envy that got their hearts kind of broken yesterday with the loss to Epsilon. You don't know really what to expect out of them. FaZe are playing kind of a red-hot TK. I mean, if you look at who have been like the 2 hottest teams in the past week or so, well, it's 3. It's like Echo Fox, FaZe, TK are like the ones that jump out to me that have really been kind of torching people. But I don't know, man. I'm excited to see how it all plays out, though. Whether EG or FaZe get in, I'm sure we'll have some battles for sure. But after Stage 2 playoffs, guys, we got what, like a 2.5-week break, and that's right into CWL champs, August 15th to 19th. Giant prize pool. Look at that. Got the Red Reserve camo on the guns. Splyce throwing theirs out as well. I like that. Remember back in Black Ops 3, this makes it a little bit easier even for the viewer to tell kind of who you're on with.
Until they pick up that gun, and then you're like, wait a second. No, but Joe with a great start, he finds 3 right away. So Joe with a very fast start as he finds 3 kills, and Red Reserve, they have a very nice setup. Scraps backs on up. Just wanted to make sure that no Splyce players got that split spawn that we see from time to time on Cave. You can see Splyce, they get into the hill now. They're contesting, but Scraps still working middle map, goes down to Bance, and yeah, I think both of these teams are okay with this right now.
There's a reason, more than any other map, we see this one go to play clock at times, just due to the nature of this map and how many of these hard points you can actually contest once you get control of one of the sides. Splyce will finally break through. It looks like Scraps wants to take another crack at that, maybe fight for the final couple of seconds. He's going to get the kill and then go ahead and wrap out, but I'm surprised maybe he didn't just rally with his team over to Ruins a little bit sooner.
Yeah, and then he just stopped and just sort of hit the time, right? Just hit that 100 points in case he goes on a bit of a streak.
Well, yeah, this turns into streaks now. You feel great about that play.
Yeah, he's at 5 and 2, at 3 in a row, but Red Reserve still able to rotate, but Scraps gets taken down by Joe, though. With that AR, he's going up against Josh. I mean, you know, a couple of times we've watched Splyce on this map. Josh has had some great performances with that STG, same with Joe. So both of these guys in, I wouldn't say, I would probably say unfamiliar positions with the AR. We've been getting used to it. But both of these teams fighting for Ruins. Red Reserve in a good spot right now, and to have those back bunker spawns is, you can see Zero, that number 3 arrow, him and Scraps blocking down middle of the map. They're going to try and just not allow Splyce to get this time, but they're focused on bunker.
Wow, there's already a minute off the play clock, and there are not a lot of points on the board for either teams. It's 31 to 17. And we're about done with, what, 2 minutes of gameplay on these particular hard points.
Jerd is just smacking everybody in the face.
Well, he was, I think I saw the stats from JP the other day.
Number one, right?
He was number one by a pretty significant margin when it came to actual melee kills on the map. Weren't surprised to see that at all with the way he plays, but nice to see a confirmation of it.
I think him, Clay, and App, I think they're like the three that jump out to me. But yeah, Splyce with a great break there, and it was on the back of Jerd as he found 4 kills, and then Mad Cat and Josh able to pinch on through the front. Now you have Vance here towards this game, just trying to get pushed out, keep that pressure off of them. You know Red Reserve, they're smoking out the front of bunker, just trying to make it crazy as Jerd was trying to get pushed out once again. But you have Zero on that hill, just trying to stay alive. Finally, the trades go Splyce's way, but a great break by Splyce to give him this lead.
20 seconds remaining here in bunker. Mad Cat gets 3 kills, which really clears out Red Reserve and pushes them all the way back to bridge yet again. It'll be the fight. Oh, he actually got all 4 kills there as he cleared them out with the ×4 multi-kill. Nice shots from Mad Cat yet again, but it will be cabin control early for Red Reserve as we get ready for East Road.
I think that's great to see, right? 2 individual plays out of sort of, I would say your stars or your veterans out of Jerd and Mad Cat, right? They both go on a bit of a 4 spree. Jerd, he allows him and his team to break through the bunker. For Mad Cat, allows his team to get pushed up, have this 25-point lead. Scraps, though, trying to fight on through that smoke. Lost a little bit of auto aim. You saw his shots get a little shaky there. But yeah, this is another one where East Road, just time is going to just dwindle off that clock. We'll have to keep our eyes on that. I mean, if they don't play around this, it'll already be down to 3 minutes.
Yeah. This game's setting up to a final scoreline of 120 to 111. Yeah. That's not going to be the case, but it has just not been a high-scoring affair by any means. Joe already trying to get set up towards Cave. 15 seconds remaining this hard point. He gets the call. I think there's one here. He's going to get tagged up. He's still chasing him. Joe's on lap number 3 at this point through Cave. He's almost ran a full mile, and finally he's actually going to get dropped.
That is the worst.
That had to be very frustrating, yeah.
It's so frustrating. You're chasing a kill. That player gets away, and then you get taken down by his teammate in Splyce. Once again, with 4 kills in a row, able to break that setup. I mean, Red Reserve were just playing around cabin, making sure they had cave control. Instead, Splyce break on through. Scraps are trying to go on a flank. He gets caught up by Josh. You have number 8 going all the way around. That's Jerd through middle. Just locking down Cabin Alley. Being annoying right now. Able to find 2. Zero's able to clean that one up, but Splyce in a very comfortable spot right now.
We'll see if Zero can get these streaks for Red Reserve. Definitely could be crucial in trying to mount a bit of a comeback. No, the deficit's not that huge, just due to the nature of how low scoring this game has been, but now with Zero getting some streaks that could be a game changer for Red. Zero's trying to keep making the plays. Nice snap there. He does get fully streaked out right before he drops.
Yeah, so 13 seconds left, and Splyce actually sends a couple of players to, fight for that scrap time. Red Reserve are going to get set up, you would think. You do have Josh over here. One player, that's Vance, coming through middle of you. Josh just staying alive. Bell side, here comes Vance now. Joe, though, staying alive, diving and weaving, and finally gets stayed out by Nate. That's a great break, really, by Josh and Vance, but just like that, Scraps is able to find 2. But here comes Mad Cat once again, and Josh has stayed alive for so long. He finds 4 kills. That's an excellent job by him.
Fantastic stuff from Josh. You just saw Zero get fully streaked out. See if Josh can maybe answer back. Somehow he might be he's like the only guy that survives this. He'll stay up. He doesn't get picked. Zero knows he's working towards streaks. You think he might be one of the guys you target there with the fighter pilot, but he's able to stay alive at Bell. Now 1 kill off the glide bomb. There it is. Some streaks out in for Splyce.
Yeah, with 20 seconds left, they still want to fight this. They don't want to let Red back into the game. It'd make it about a 30-point lead. You should see some pressure comes through, but Josh is just going to back on up, making sure he gets that new time. As soon as that hill pops, you saw Vance. He spawns all the way out, so the pressure is coming. You have 2 pushing towards Fire Alley. You have 1 going towards Bell. Here comes Scraps now to peek that, and you see, as soon as he sees someone, he just backs on up. He's going to get these 100 points. Now he's just 20 points away now. Zero, though, going to call in the glide bomb. Josh is still able to stay alive, but the pressure's going to be here soon.
Glide bomb definitely opens up the back. He has to worry about both sides and just able to take that gunfight. Free Fire's Fire Alley as well. But full
still alive
now here. Josh has been up for what seems forever. Finally does get cleared out of bunker, and now a chance for Red Reserve to chip away at this lead. Josh wants to go ahead and invest these streaks right away.
Yeah, you see Jerd, he was setting up on the flank. He was proning down Bell, and here we go. They have those 2 players stuck in there. Zero and Scraps, though, able to stay alive. That was a big opportunity. That would have been about a 40-point swing Instead, these last 25 seconds or so are going to go the way of Red Reserve, and just like that, they're right back in this game. That could have been a play if Jerd's able to get a kill there. That puts the game away. Instead, Red Reserve not going anywhere.
Yeah, they're barely going to be trailing once these final points go through. You still have the artillery, and, well, Zero's working on more streaks really right now. He's 24 and 16, leading all Slayers in the game. 46 seconds to the hard point to go with it as well. He can be a streaky player at times, and you're seeing that. He's going to drop the artillery right on top of East Road. Somehow, Mad Cat survived for a while, but then all four are going to drop. They're all the way out at Bridge. Joe's already got the angle here through ice. And look how they have them pinned in. They got them pinned so bad, one's going to spawn all the way out on bunker side.
Here's the thing, though. Zero put it right on the hill, so neither team can get time. So now you finally, as soon as that goes away, you see him sort of chopping back in. Maybe for Red Reserve, it's just to work on streaks. It's rated. He's got 5 in a row. You have Joe at 3 in a row, Scraps 3 in a row. I mean, they basically just set up a spawn trap to go streak hunting. They're just trying to get some streaks to go in a cave in ruins.
And it's working out.
Yeah.
Rated out the glide bomb. Scraps working on it as well. Zero just died before he was able to pick up more, so everybody kind of stepping it up on the Red Reserve side. Now down just 20 points. They've got the close push inside of cave. They need to deal with bunker, and what better way to force them back than with the glide bomb? It actually finds a kill as well. Wait, did Joe just spawn back bunker? I believe he just spawned back bunker right behind a player there and was able to clear that out. So you'll have cabin control now. The minimap's a bit of a mess right now, to be honest with you.
Yeah, this pinch actually kind of helps Splyce as well. That split spawn. He spawned back bunker, spawned a couple of players out back bridge for Splyce. And there were still players at bunker, so they just pushed through cabin alley. They were able to get 4 dead.
Yeah, that was
it just worked out a little weird.
Yeah, a little bit of an awkward sequence, but in the end, it seems to have paid dividends to Splyce. Josh still with a couple of streaks to work with. Red Reserve now back into the hard point with 20 seconds remaining on cave. Play clock under 2 minutes could come into play, especially depending on how these next couple of hard points go from a contest perspective. I feel like every time we go to Scraps, he's working on streaks, even though he's 21 and 21. Like every time we go
to
him,
cave.
Feels like he's like halfway there. Nice job from Zero with 2 kills you.
He's at
6 stuff from Zero.
19. Another guy working on some streaks here soon. He's going to find some more kills. He's going to take him down, though. But there's that artillery strike called in by Josh. Able to find 1, make it 2. Jared's going to find the 4th. And that artillery strike should allow that player, yep, that's Mad Cat, to sort of stay away from where those bombs are dropping. So this is good time for Splyce.
Red Reserve finally took the lead. Splyce take it right back from him. A nail-biting game here to open things up in this best of 5. The nades come raining in. They're trying to get the picks. Vance going to be the next man up for Splyce, but he caught a stun to the face. Josh, though, looking over him with the STG. It looks like he was enough of a distraction for Josh to find all the kills, but they do finally get him cleared out of you.
Splyce with 12 seconds left, working towards Monkey. You already see Vance rotating over. You still have Jordan Mad Cat here. They do a very good job, and that's going to spawn up Red Reserve back cabin. This is a place for Vance to get a couple of kills. Okay. Instead, he doesn't. This will allow Red Reserve to get some field control, and most importantly, get those smokes off. If Vance gets kills there, it's a lot easier for them to deal with this pressure. Instead, you can see those players just go right to the front door. Now Zero is in. That is tough. If that goes any different, it could be some big time. And now you have a fight for Hill, but it looks like Jared and Mad Cat are able to fight on in. Finally, maybe. There's still 1 player left. That's Joe. He's working that outer window. Might catch Josh off guard.
I feel the last like 5 Red Reserve Arden Forest I've cast have come down to to time in some crazy fashion, like dating back to Anaheim, and the 2 of them that I think I casted here in these final 2 weeks. Like, they're always absolutely insane. You now have 20 seconds left in bunker. Red Reserve hold it. It's basically a tie game. There's only 60 seconds left on the play clock. This could not be tighter down the stretch. Scrap still has to make a play in the backside, but it's actually Mad Cat that comes through with a couple of kills. Splyce can enjoy at least the garbage time here, and you feel fine about that rotating into East Road.
Yep, Splyce have kept this like 20 to 30 point lead, which seems like the whole game. Just haven't let it go. It got a little bit scary there as Red Reserve are fighting their way back. You know, if they're able to get a 2-3 sets of streaks when they set up that East Road spawn trap, could have got pretty daunting for Splyce. Instead, Josh still has that fighter pilot. He's going to call it on in at East Road, which I'm not always too sure about it, right? Because you're not going to get a lot of time, but maybe they're just trying to waste the play clock a little bit with that fighter pilot.
Mad Cat was really close to getting some streaks there as he was juggling back and forth, but Joe cuts him down. Vance making the plays, him and Josh going off right now. Mad Cat having an amazing game as well at 34 and 25. He's got 90 seconds to the hard point as well. Jerd hitting through ice. Some nice shots from Jerd, just trying to keep Red Reserve out of this hard point. They're contesting it, but now with the amount of time on the play clock and how close this game is, Red Reserve's in trouble. Red Reserve is absolutely in trouble.
Yeah, this is a big set of gunfights that are about to go down. You see number 8, Jerd. He has to stay alive, but he gets cut down by Joe with that STG. Mad Cat trying to watch the cross. He's just trying to watch the cross so that they can't get any time, and he does a great job finding the first one. Now Josh and Mad Cat are both here, and they're just making sure that play clock goes down, not allowing Red Reserve to get on the hill. On the other side, you have Rated doing the exact same thing. He's able to find 2, but can they cross? Finally, Joe wins that gunfight and gets on the hill.
That's a huge kill from Rated as well. That was your best player in a position to get in and contest and milk this play clock. Rated knows he has to get aggressive right through the smoke, and he's lighting them all up, just like we saw making plays against Rise in that winner's bracket final in Anaheim. He's doing it again here. Now down 10, close to streaks, as he's putting bullets into everybody on the cross, Joe.
Yeah, but this will allow Splyce to contest, you would think, but never mind. Scraps and Rated, they find kills. Glide Bomb called in immediately. He's trying to get a couple of kills off Spawn. The spawn protection is in. He does call out Jerd on the flank, and now they have the lead. And they're winning the rotation as well over towards Ruin side. You see that number 4, Rated, going so big right now with 8 in a row.
Rated just put the team on his back in the final moments. Goes on an 8 streak, gets fully streaked out, and that play clock continues to tick. Vance might be able to get there, but you have an artillery down. You have the fighter pilot now coming in. The race is on. Can anyone get to the hard point? 2 seconds up on the clock. Nobody's able to get there in Red Reserve. They take a tight one, Joe.
I feel like every time you watch them, like you said, with Arda and Forrest, you know, they come off that camera, and it's just like everybody's taking a deep breath on Red Reserve. Because, yeah, this is, what, another 9-point game, which, again, Red Reserve got the lead on that, 3rd or 4th cave hill that we've gone to, and it just seems where it always sort of happens.
Always. I just felt like deja vu almost, just getting to that scenario for Red. But I know there are a lot of key moments throughout the course of it, but that streak from
Rated, yeah.
Rated at the end, man, to get the streaks, and he's like, God, guys, what all do I have to do there? The fact that that first kill, when the player was trying to cross, it probably was in the best position to contest. The fact that he didn't miss a bullet lines him up. Then that allows him to push through the smoke and kill, 2 more? Get some shots in another as well. That was just spectacular stuff from Rated, dealing with the smoke and getting it done.
Yeah, just a great job. I mean, again, for a guy like Rated wasn't having the best game. I think Josh and Mad Cat were outperforming him a little bit, but when it comes down to that winning moment, Rated steps up big time. Like you said, you saw what Josh and Mad Cat were doing. They were watching the cross from cabin so that Red Reserve couldn't get in the hill. They were just trying to waste that play clock as much as possible. They were doing a great job, and then Joe crosses, and he wins 1 gunfight. As soon as that happens, that allows Rated, who's watching Splyce's cross, to just go big. He gets those streaks, and they rotate on to Ruins to finish the game.
Felt like Rated did as much damage as the two STGs you had in the cross from Splyce. That was just a brilliant individual moment. But a lot of it, too, was the streaks, man. They had a couple of Zero got streaks, Rated got streaks, Scraps got streaks at one point. Like, a lot of people started to come through for Red, and they were definitely crucial in some big moments. But before this series, we know Red's fighting for that #1 seed. Jess did have a chance to talk to Scraps.
Thanks, Clint. That's right. And, well, Scraps is looking for a 3-0 on this series. I know that first map was pretty tricky, but they did pull off the win at least. I also asked Scraps how he felt that, this stage of the Pro League went in general, and he's obviously pretty happy with their performance, but he did share with me, he said this last week has not been the best. So I'm not sure if he was referring to specifically the performance. I know they've won a couple matches, so, but like I said, he's looking for that 3-0, so I'm curious to see whether or not they'll get that. Joe and Clint, back over to you.
Thanks so much. And I think what Scraps said reflects kind of what we talked about.
Yep.
When you're considered one of the best teams in the world, sometimes a win isn't just a win. Like when you win in 3-2 fashion or like crazy, like you just expect the 3-0 people.
Just hasn't been as pretty as they want it. They've been tested, which again, when you look at these teams, obviously not the juggernauts like Rise Nation or Optic, but teams that, TK and Echo Fox have really stepped it up. We'll have to see how they perform towards the end of the year. FaZe as well. Like
out of nowhere.
There's some tough competition, right? So I think it's good, though, that they've been tested. So
that's true. Yes. I mean, it's usually like a good thing going into playoffs, right? If you're tested a little bit, you have some close series, you find problems like chinks in the armor that you need to work on. Whereas if you're just smoking everybody, maybe not as easy to learn from that process. We know there's been teams that have struggled with that in the past years, blowing people out, not really understanding what your actual mistakes are, because you get by on skill alone.
Yep.
That's always something that stood out to me with like Optic. Like during that dynasty, like there were sometimes that they didn't realize. Like I talked to like Krim like later in the year, like we didn't realize we were doing this wrong because we were still beating everybody. It feels like it's just they're so talented they don't realize what's going wrong. Sometimes just getting beat a little bit, losing is learning.
We'll see Optic Gaming as they come back for their final 2 weeks to stage 2. We'll see if they finally learned and put it all together, because not the best year for them. No championships, which is would be the first time in a I couldn't tell you the last time, honestly. I don't know if there was a last time.
I don't think there was. With that particular dynasty, no. They came out in AW and just started winning. All right, let's get right into the search. It's not been a good mode for Splyce. Mad Cat first blood, and immediately Josh almost trades that out, but actually just narrowly gets away with his life. But suddenly they've turned this into a 3v2. A couple of grenade kills come in.
Yep, Jared just locking down Restaurant. You can see one player, that's Scraps. Maybe trying to make an individual play. Bance is towards this A side. I mean, Splyce are pretty spread out, and that's what it looks like Bance is going to try. I thought he was going to go back to his teammates to just play together. But basically what's happened is you have a pretty big split. I think Scraps is going to go on a lay flank here. So they plant the bomb, and then look at that. Look at Scraps goes. You have to watch. This is all on Scraps right now. They set him up. He's going to find Bance. Oh, that's bad timing. Here comes the help for Bance. Scraps is in a tough spot. Yeah, that player, that's Josh. He's able to win that gunfight on 0, and he's going to defuse it.
Yeah, there's just nothing Scraps can do here. He's like, oh, well, I don't know. Maybe you just have to have a little bit more trigger discipline there. Wait until you have a guaranteed kill on Bance.
Yeah. And he's obviously sprinting. Maybe he's just worried he's going to get hurt.
That's true. That's true. And what was it? It was something like I don't know what it's at now, but in the first 2 weeks, whatever, Splyce was like 2-9 in search, then 2-7, I believe, in Anaheim. They've lost a couple here as well. It's not really improved.
Yeah.
S&D has definitely been an absolute pain for them. But here you get around on the board at least to kick it off. Let's see what they can do on the offensive side of things. They run into Joe, top red. He gets an easy pick.
And Mad Cat was challenging him as well, but he backs on down. So a first blood for Red Reserve. How will Splyce answer this? Looks like it's going to be a B play. They stun rated on in. There goes Jerd jumping across, but he gets caught out. Where's the trade? It's there from Josh, so nice shots out of Josh, but still a 3 versus 2. And now you have 0 inside that B bomb site, and you imagine there's no nades left on Splyce. So you have 1 left on Mad Cat, so just 1. So if they do tend to go B, or they do go B, they're going to have to use that to try to weaken 0 up, because, yeah, he's on that bomb. We always know how tough that position is.
And Josh is, like, sneakily kind of getting towards streaks. What was he at? Yeah, he's like 430 out of 700, so I got to think you just play this for a pick, play it safe, as you don't have many opportunities in a 2v3, considering they already have a presence on the B bomb site. By the time the rotation came in, you'd have very little time on the clock, and you're running into a pre-aimed STG. I think you relied on maybe Mad Cat to win that one-on-one. He wins that one-on-one, maybe you try to get that bomb planted.
But even then, it would be so tough for him to get over here.
Yeah.
Josh still just peeked now, maybe trying to find a kill. Ooh, might get it on to Joe, but Joe just backs on down. So, yep, Josh just staying alive. Red Reserve respond with the round win. 0, always coughing. Always.
He's got a permanent cold.
It's probably not good.
Let's see if Josh can continue to work on these streaks. Looks to be a mid-map hit. You've got Joe and 0 just flying up mid. Joe's going to go right at the top. Easy gunfight for Jerd.
Yeah, hello.
0's here as well. 0 gets back down, and Josh might be able to get the angle mid-straight. He's trying to get it. 0 backs all the way up to courtyard, though, and Rated's got his bottom grannies.
You know Rated was going to re-challenge that. Obviously, Josh just backs on up. Still playing for those streaks, but great early round. I mean, easy one for Jerd. You love those kills in S&D sometimes, but Rated.
Wow.
Some nice shots on the Mad Cat. They line the nade up as well. So B-bomb site is open for a moment, but here comes the rotations. Ready, it's taken down by nade, and it's just 0, and Josh gets another kill, so he's up to 530.
That was a nice kill off a tower. Teams, I feel like, went so much better at picking people off tower. Like, it used to be it felt like such an unkillable power position early in the game. Now just combining a nades and a quick headshot. Clear it out, but still not enough as Splyce are able to take the round. And Josh stayed up, right?
Well, it used to be so tough as well because you'd have guys with FG42s behind it.
Well, that's a good, yeah, it's true.
Yeah, it's like good luck.
Yeah, that's
as soon as you get hit with a bullet with that thing, you're
shooting the moon. Like,
yes.
literally shooting the moon. I actually forgot about that. Yeah, that made it a whole hell of a lot harder.
Yeah, FG42 is real good.
Jared wasn't able to pull the trigger yet. Will Joe give him another opportunity? As of now, he hasn't, and they're absolutely playing around this pick right now.
Oh, that timing. Scraps is actually going to challenge it. Jared does get weakened up a little bit. Backs on down with that sniper rifle. Have Bance just trying to get information towards his B side, but look at that. You have Joe and Zero both watching that entrance, and Splyce, you got to be careful here. Have to use their nades well, as Jared's just trying to find something. There's nothing behind this tower.
They're kind of at the off angle, right? It's going to take him a while to even get this spot.
And as soon as he peeks, he's going to get hit by two players.
We'll get some information with this nade, and goes top red. Nice job by Jared. The grenade kill and the snipe comes through. Rated still gets into top right and was able to find one. So now just 20 seconds to work with. They have to get this planted.
Look how quick Rated was. So Red Reserve actually double stacked top red. So Rated's here already on the flank. He's not able to finish that kill on Jared, but here comes Scraps. Now a 1 versus 2 for Mad Cat. Able to find the first, but great teamwork. A lot of Rated and Scraps to clutch that round on up.
No, and that's, I think you nailed it when you said no hesitation. Like, he got that kill.
Immediately
inside of the east side, immediately goes and hits the flank. And even though he didn't finish him on bomb, he got him weak enough that it was a very, very easy trade. It's one of those rounds I felt like Splyce should be winning, and
yeah,
Red able to pull it out.
I just think they were caught off guard by Rated, right? Because I believe Rated was like on the staircase of Red, so as soon as Joe went down, I don't think they expected anyone there.
Oh,
well, there's a double kill for Josh.
If only Josh survived in the last round, there his streaks would be.
It's probably what he's thinking about as well in the back of his mind. You saw that smoke go down from Splyce. You know who does that so well is EG. Just makes it tough for teams to get in that site. Zero now left in a 1 versus 4. Not much for him to do, especially with no nades.
Hey, he's got the bomb.
He's going to be hanging out back here. What is that thing right there? Is it a washer?
I have no idea. Some industrial generator? I don't know. Look like a spaceship for a child. I don't know where that's where my head went, Joe. I have no idea.
I don't know how you got the spaceship, but okay.
I thought he might try to take a crack at this since he's not working on streaks or anything, but maybe because he knows Josh has a couple kills in the row with the nade. He just wants to play it safe.
Might give him one. Josh is moving on up. There we go. Hello.
Doesn't win it. Still a couple seconds left. Still 10 seconds left. We're not done yet.
We just wanted to hang out. Look at St. Marie some more.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of it.
You see on the left, agriculture is still booming, even in the middle of war.
Yes. Oh my. It's funny how much longer a search game can feel when there's a couple rounds that go to time like that because somebody's playing their life for streaks. It's like we played 5 rounds. It feels like time-wise it's been 11.
Right. Splyce, it looks like it's their turn to get aggressive middle. Maccat, though, he finds 1 on 0, and they immediately just go to B. So it looks like they read that properly. I mean, you already have Jared. He's already top restaurant. They have B site control. But do Red Reserve still have nades? That'll be the big thing. There's one that goes through. That's a stun. Rated doesn't hit anything. Smoke goes down. Maybe Red Reserve tries to push through this. It looks like they're going. The stun goes out. Bance is in a tough spot. That smoke covers him. You still have Jared up top, though. I think he's the key player for Splyce. As Bance and Josh find kills, and now Scraps in another very tough situation, especially after he gets stunned.
Scraps is like, he goes in there, gets a kill, and just left.
Like, I'm out.
Like the other 2 teammates drop, he's like, oh, I'm out of there.
I'm going to try to do this on my own now.
Not much you can do there. 1 a tower, 1 top red. he will drop is Splyce. Making the plays, and really that first blood early, and then the aggressive play directly into the B site. I think he said it. All right, they read that perfectly.
Yeah, where was Zero? Like middle cut? Did he get caught from?
Yeah, he was, well, yeah, just like mid-map basically in front of the car. I don't know if he was like trying to play up near sandbags. Like he just caught kind of wide in the open.
See, it looks like Red Reserve heading towards that A site, but you have a bit of a stack here from Splyce. Maybe calling this at the right time. Man's not able to hit that snipe. He gets stunned up. Nades go out. Scraps and Joe find kills, but Josh does find an opening. He's able to find one, but there's the trade. Now a 1v3 just like that for Mad Cat, and that was a fast round.
He found an opening until Zero opened his head.
Yes.
He was able to pick that up quickly. And that's just, God, that's a centimeter away from Bance getting a first pick. Just falls right between both players, and then, yeah, he didn't really get a chance to be involved much after that once the stun started coming in. I think he knows, I just barely missed one there. Splyce, though, still have a round advantage. Joe, once again, able to go in there. Last time, I think it was, Bance he was able to pick from that spot. Bance does get through this time.
But Scraps picks it up. Great awareness by Scraps. Knows that's open. We've seen that more and more with that mountain sort of rush down middle of the street. Now Mad Cat is in another 1 versus 4.
I was about to say, Nade's coming. I saw someone start cooking it.
He talked about some slow rounds. Well, these past 2 have been about 20 seconds total.
That's right. It's like it's either been these like really fast rounds or someone trying to play their life for streaks
just
for 2
watch
minutes.
that come in. He's like, please don't hit me.
So Red have now tied it up at 4-4. Again, if you're watching, you're a European fan, the big thing for this series is really just the Red side. If Red can take the series, Red will hold on to the #1 spot for Division A.
So then, what if TK win? Is it?
They've locked into the 1 and 2. In order for TK to be #1, it has to be a Red loss and TK win.
Okay.
So if Red win here, it's 1-2 Red TK.
Okay.
I mean, TK's big thing today is trying to ruin FaZe's chance to get into playoffs. Really,
it's true. So bombs planted here. Round number 9. Vance gonna find that snipe. There we go. He hits that one. You know, we've seen a couple different. There's the one thing he has armored on, right? Because we saw that last round where he got stunned and naded. He had mountain on. So there's a switch up in that cyber class. Joe, though, on the flank, able to find Jerd. Mad Cat, he gets taken down by 0. And now Bance, just like that, is left all alone in a 1 versus 3.
Trying to find the angle, not able to do it. And that's what, is that 3 in a row for Red?
See, yep. I mean, Splyce has been competitive. It just seems like sort of the longer the game goes on, just goes the other way. You know, they started off for us so well. They had a 30 to 40 point lead most of the game, and then Brady goes on that streak, and then right here you have a 4-2 lead. And 3 in a row for Red Reserve.
And 0. He's had some incredible moments on this map just in the past week. He's now got 5 kills in a row and very close to streaks. You got to think if he can get a glide bomb.
I mean, yeah, they have 11 kills in a row as a team.
Yeah. Well, that helps for the 3 rounds in a row, right?
Oh, that's a nice catch by Rated. He's going to get taken down by Bance's nade. Now Splyce are just going to go into that B site. Stun goes out from Scraps. Followed up by a nade. Where's the second one? Is it there? It isn't.
Nope, nothing else comes in. So, I mean, yeah, I guess you get information he's on bomb, or maybe it does come in a little bit delayed. There's the grenade kill. And 0, you know, I mentioned Rated was working on glide bomb.
That's like
so was 0. No, sorry, it was 0 and Scraps. That's going to come in.
Nothing you can do there, pal.
That's tough. It's one of those spots where you had advantage again for Splyce, and it seems to be falling apart.
But look at Bance. Bance is going all the way around. Once again, trying to make a sneaky play with that mountain class. But 0 had the heads-up play. Now Josh has to peek. He's got to peek again. He's able to find Joe, but Scraps just sticks it. And there we go. He's able to defuse that bomb.
Scraps just hops on it, baits his teammates, and it works out perfectly. Nice play from Scraps in 4 rounds in a row for Red Reserve as they will take game 2. And yeah, you said it. I mean, Splyce has been playing them tough. It felt like there were a couple red round wins that I thought could have or should have gone Splyce's way. But some nice individual moments from Red, and they have a 2-0 edge in this series. Now can they win a CTF?
Yeah, can they 3-0 a team? What is he doing?
He's my favorite.
I thought Temp was.
Temp's my favorite American player.
Okay.
And then Scraps is my favorite European player.
Okay.
Red up 2-0, looking to hold on to the #1 seed. They can get it done at the CTF next after this quick break. back. Best of 5 between Red Reserve and Splyce. Red up 2-0, looking to close this out. Just looking for that first seed, and then we get to the, well, I'll be honest, the more interesting matches. The one that determines who's going to be top 4. Is it going to be EG? Is it going to be FaZe? I know we're all excited to see how this closes out. Is Aches going to go big? Is Zuma going to go big? Like, who's going to have a memorable moment down the stretch? But
well, you have, the way FaZe has been playing, I think any one of those four can.
That's true, but God, I still think like TK and FaZe are like 2 of the hottest teams recently. The fact they have to play each other is going to be it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I just think the way, we talked about sort of Echo Fox versus FaZe, and I just felt like they had very similar play styles. I feel like TK has that play style. I feel like they use a little bit more teamwork, right? A little bit more teamwork oriented, where they'll give FaZe a run for their money.
I expect that to be a good series. Then I don't know with EG Envy. It depends what Envy comes out. I mean, their hearts got broken yesterday by Epsilon. I really don't know what to expect. I honestly don't, but we'll see what happens first here on the CTF. Again, it's been a talking point throughout the final 2 weeks after Anaheim. Red Reserve hasn't been good at search. I know they've lost a lot of close CTF. I know they've lost a lot of close games, but a loss is a loss. They've been struggling in this mode for sure.
It's also been on like every single map as well. We've seen them on Flat Tower. We saw them on London Docks. We've seen them now on Arden Forest. Like, they're just trying to find something. And while 4 go down right off the start, you have one player here, Mad Cat and Jerd, that duo, able to find those kills. You already have Josh watching that overextend. He's going to watch his ruin side, maybe peek middle here soon, but this could potentially be a very early flag cap for Splyce.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't remember this particular mode being like a problem for this team. Like,
I don't think so.
Scraps, like,
well, they might. Okay, I was going to say, they have a counter opportunity, though. There's 4 dead. And what are they going to do? Are they going to try and block Cabin? It looks like that's what Joe's trying to do. It's just one player who's spawned up. That's Mad Cat. Nice shots on the 0. But yeah, Joe goes all the way back, and now they have him in a bit of a spawn trap. But yeah, I'm not too sure. I have to go back and look. I've never thought, like, well, for a while it was London Docks that they just ran people on, and then people started vetoing that against people. But
that's true.
I thought it's probably at least been around 50%. I don't think they've ever been.
Yeah, I haven't like looked at the historical numbers recently, but it's just interesting. Whenever I see a top team struggle mightily in one game mode, it's always just like question marks in my head. Like, how, why is this happening?
You always see them tweet out sort of same mistakes. So I don't know if they're having discussions after, like, if it's just 1 or 2 people doing the same dumb things or whatever.
To be fair, I mean, I feel like you can survive a small mistake in a search, small mistake in a hard point. A small mistake on an Arden Forest CTF, that could cost you a game, like very easily. Don't get me wrong, it can't in all game modes, but CTF is a game of a couple moments throughout the course of 10 minutes. But Red still have had them locked in after they were able to get the counter cap in easily. Josh wins 1 inside of Ruins. Joe's gonna have to get it done with the nade, and he's able to at least trade that out. But there'll be one more player to follow it up. Jerd will get right back to Ruins and set up. Scraps gets sniffed out there at the back rock as well. And now Splyce, another opportunity to push.
Yeah, Ben's trying to work this middle tank. I can't lie to you. I just get so excited when I see these camos. So yeah, Banty finally gets traded out by Joe. Just cool to see. I love Josh, though. Trades just back and forth. Now Jerd, just the last Splyce member alive. Trying to get cabin control, had 0 weak at the cabin wall, pushes the rock, but 0 able to take him down. And now once again, after that first minute, Splyce has just been stuck in their base. Finally, Mad Cat able to nade out 0, so they're gonna get pushed out towards cabin. But look at the Ruins presence that you have from Red Reserve. They're sending 3 players that way.
Mad Cat just flying around. He hits him. I think he's sticking him and then killing himself. And Mad Cat flown at him.
Yeah.
That was great. That was great. And just about everyone died there in a matter of a couple seconds. So we'll reset for now. Scraps trying to get in position there at the cut. Joe able to trade it out and actually snap onto a second. So nice play from Joe. You still have Mad Cat at back rock. He's going to spot him, but he's still so tagged up that he can't do much with that gunfight. 90 seconds remaining in the first half. Still all tied up. And what stands out to me, I think you feel good about this if you're Red, in the sense that, you got 4 down right away. You were 4 down. Splyce score almost instantly. The fact you're able to counter and tie it up quickly is definitely big, and also the fact, you're pushing towards that bridge side of the map.
Yeah, just look how spread out they are. I mean, yeah, it's felt like Splyce just hasn't been able to go out. I mean, they had that break off, and that was it. 2 go down once again. You have Jordan Vance here. It's a big kill on Orated. To at least stop the 4-man push. You can kind of see as soon as 1 man goes down, they back on up a little bit. Just contain Splyce. Just waste that clock. But Joe, he gets naded out by Josh. It's just so back and forth right now.
Let's see if anybody can strike here in the final moments. Scraps trying to make the play. There's one underneath him, but he has to deal with the STG of Josh in the back line. Now Bance is going to get flying forward. Can he take this one-on-one? That's a big one. There's one more player mid-map. He's going to need some help, but he's at least able to clear out that side.
I think what he's hoping to do is just give them a little bit more cabin presence. You know, sort of force someone to back on up so they can push that field side. So they can finally get like a 4-man push where he can pinch on in from Bell. But as soon as they get pushed up mid-map, they get taken down. Josh, now the last one alive. Trying to win a gunfight on a Joe, is able to do so. He's at 4 in a row, so maybe start thinking about streaks, but he jumps on a log and gets taken out by Rated.
Yeah, that dream ended quickly, Joe. Well, final seconds.
Sometimes that's the way it works.
Tick away, and we'll get into our second half, all tied up. There was a 4 streak, I believe, on the side of Red as well. I think I saw the corner of my eye when I was stepping away for a moment. See if maybe they can get some streaks going on their end. The Red definitely want to get a better break off, not put themselves in that 3-4 down situation to kick things off. Here we go. Second half now underway. It was Zero that had the 4 kills in a row, sitting at 9 and 5. And this is a map that we've seen him, sometimes struggle on. Well, we talked about Bance and Zero in this part of the map just really having some off games last week, going up against the likes of somebody like Apathy, who just sort of made it their forest. But Zero doing much better job here, sitting at double positive, but going to fall a little bit short of the streaks as Bance able to get in position on the high ground.
Well, yeah, you're always going to play a little bit better when you're just not in a deficit, right? It just felt like they were always down 1 flag. And when you're down a flag, you have to play at a much quicker pace. You have to get to the enemy base. That's what EG has always done to teams on this map. And a couple of kills going the way of Red Reserve. They're going to try and get pushed up middle and towards that field side. You can see how quick they're going. You have Mad Cat. A couple of players spawn up back bunker. One spawns out Bell. These are crucial kills. Is Scraps able to find the first one?
And I got to look at their last Ardent Force they played against Epsilon. But with Scraps running the bar, I'd have to check it out. But he just mowed through him. Joe was flying around. We talked about Joe, kind of being in that flex role. But right now, it's going to be Scraps with the AR in hand to support Rated, and Joe flying around. And it worked out really well there. Like, Scraps just mowed through them. Literally got 3 or 4 kills at the bar. Just chopped them down. 2-1 lead.
Yeah, man, what is it, a bit of a 3 AR setup right now from Red Reserve?
No, I think Joe's been running kind of full-time sub.
Okay.
On this particular map, but.
So they actually give the second AR on this map to Zero. Maybe they want Joe to be a bit more of a playmaker?
Well, second AR to Scraps, but yeah.
Well, no, Zero has it.
Zero had an AR out?
Yeah.
Wait, so go back to Scraps? Scraps at the bar away now. All right, so they've had a lot of different looks in the opening 2 minutes of this then. So Scraps definitely kicked things off at the bar. And now Zero's got the STG. That's right, we saw him in Ruins at the very beginning of the round. So.
Well, maybe they just know that Joe obviously makes the more heads-up plays with the AR, but maybe they want to slow Zero down a bit, allow Joe a little bit more freedom to just make plays. Again, and this is what they do, right?
Well,
they're finding openings.
When Zero had that 5 and 25 game, he had a sub and was getting dominated. So yeah, maybe just trying to figure things out. That's, again, losing is learning, though. Trying to figure out what works and improve, and Rated just has them lined up off the spawn. It's going to be a 3-1 lead here as the ARs of Red Reserve doing their job. They've made it so hard. Look, it's like somebody like Jerd. When you have 2-3 ARs on the map making plays like that,
yeah, I mean,
it'll lead to 6 and 15.
Both around double negative. Yeah, maybe it's like, yeah, Zero, you don't make the best plays in hardpoint with an AR, but CTF, you know what you're doing.
Looking like it's going to be a 3-0 in this series, especially with some streaks coming on to Rated. Read that push a little bit wrong as he ends up just hitting through wood wall and not in through cabin, but he gets the glide bomb before the damage gets done.
Splyce. They got 2 minutes left. They got to get 2 flags. They got to start going down. Here comes the pressure. They're starting to push towards this ice side. Mad Cat, he finds another kill. He's on 3 in a row, but he's under the bridge. Trying to get a flag pull. Just try to get it through. Maybe if he got around that corner, he finds that kill he was looking at. But Zero and Scraps with good defensive plays, and just 90 seconds left. This is going to be so difficult. Plus, you have streaks now. At least one glide bomb to slow things up. Make it 2 underrated.
Yep. first one in, under 90 to go. Joe wins one inside a cabin. She'll stagger the push from Splyce even further.
Yeah, I mean, you know, when Red Reserve was so good at CTF, especially in London Docks,
Joe just into the game.
it was due to Joe. Like, he was so annoying for teams to deal with on London Docks CTF. Like, he was always hitting the overextend, hitting top main street, hitting that underground, just being so annoying. So maybe they just felt like, hey, let's go back to that. That's what.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I didn't watch the one versus Epsilon. We're thinking back to the EG Arden Force that you and I casted, which it seems a little bit different. But I didn't watch the Epsilon, so they may have done this too and lost. I don't know. I have to check that out.
Nope, no idea what you're talking about.
The one they lost 2-0, right?
I know.
Yeah. I just saw the scoreline while I was out, and I was like, oh, wow. Great game out of, well, just about everybody.
Stuff like that. You have to make it sound a lot smarter than that.
What? Oh, because we missed that one match?
Yeah.
We've casted and watched quite a bit of Call of Duty this year, Joe. But with 20 seconds remaining, Splyce, I don't know how they could possibly pull this off.
They can't. That's how. Jerd 6-20. Not most fun.
It's almost identical to what we saw from Zero and then Arden Forest Red, last week. It is it's very frustrating from that position when you're playing from a deficit, like you mentioned. But Red will get it done. They'll hold on to the #1 seed in Division A. A convincing victory in the final game. Honestly, I mean, 1 and 2 were very close. It was what 30-point hard point, and 2 rounds, I believe, in the search and destroy. Very, very close.
Yeah, where Splyce had the lead for most of them, for most of those games, and then Red Reserve just turn around. Their big-time players step up. And Splyce, well, not the result they wanted. Good thing for them, it's the end of the year. They don't have to go to relegation, right? So you just have to focus on champs. That's it from here on out. You know, watch these teams throughout Division B. Watch Stage 2 playoffs. See what you can learn from these guys, and then the World Championship, just got to come out swinging.
And then we'll focus on these next matches. It's going to be EG Envy up next, and you know the eyes are going to be on EG. They came into this week, I believe, with a 7-4 record. They look to be in a really good spot. Things started to slip, and we're going to see if the boys, you know, Silly, Aches, Apathy, Assault, if they can make the plays and clutch up, because you got to know they're feeling a lot of pressure. You can say the same for FaZe, absolutely, but part of me feels it's tougher from EG side, just knowing you're kind of letting it slip away, whereas FaZe they're making the run like maybe we saw E United do in Stage 1. It's
so they were 5-2 coming into the second half. What are they at now?
I think with are they
7-6? Are they 2-4?
I think they're 7-6.
Okay.
All right, well, we'll see in these final couple of matches, EG or FaZe, who's going to clutch up and get a spot in the $500,000 playoff. We'll be right back.